And welcome back to Jeff Koinange live at the Villa Rosa Kempinski on this Politics 101 Wednesday. And I tell you, if you're just joining us on KTN Home and KTN News, the show is literally on fire. Twitter is aflame. We're going to go straight to the tweets because Miguna and Esther Passaris are in the house and they're literally going at each other's throats. Ian Kenyon, you say Esther Passaris can't stand Miguna's heat. She just rattled a snake. Kibuya and Joroge, you say, so what? This statement has no limbs or legs. Last I checked, this was not criminal, whatever that means, okay? Frederick Okango, you say, oh my God, protect Esther Passaris from Miguna. This is going south. And then Agindo O. Nicholas, you say, Miguna will never even be a cattle dip chairman. I'm sorry, you have no room in Nairobi. Woo, I tell you. Roderick, you say Esther Passaris is going to scratch someone. Oh my goodness. All right, folks, keep tweeting at Miguna, at Esther Passaris, at Koinange Jeff. By the way, I must mention at this point, I had invited all the gubernatorial candidates for Nairobi. 2 showed up. The other 9, well, they chose not to, which is fine. Show must go on, and it is. And we're going on. We're going to get to issues right now because I have notes, actually, on the issues affecting Nairobi County. Everything from corruption to unemployment, traffic, education, which they both mentioned at the top of the show. But I have to give Esther Passaris just 1 minute to respond to the...
That means you're going to give her twice. I did not ask any questions.
Miguna, you mentioned the sex holiday.
But I did not ask any questions.
No, but she has to respond. No, you're wasting time. Now you're wasting time.
No, I'm going to allow you.
Okay.
But you are not being fair.
You refused to ask a question directly. You asked Kidero.
I didn't think it was relevant.
So now she asked you.
Yeah.
Passaris, go.
Okay, I mean, the thing is, he is so full of rumors and rumors and rumors. All right? First of all, before he starts peeling the mask of everyone else, he should peel his own mask. For me, I feel he has no respect for women, and 50% of the voters in this city are women, okay?
They said the same thing about Trump.
No, the thing is, let me tell you something. He has something.
Card will not work.
Excuse me, I thought you were a gentleman, but obviously you're not.
You have no support from women.
All right.
You are the most unpopular woman in this city. You don't know that? Okay. Well, I'm telling you today.
Let me tell you something, Miguna.
You are basically chased away from ODM screaming by women.
Okay, you know.
You forgot that?
Let me tell
ODM women chase you away.
Okay, Miguna, let her talk.
You have absolutely zero support from women.
Okay, let me tell you something. First of all, let's get back to the lighting, which he says Parliament did whatever they did. In case he doesn't know, I have a commendation, Order of the Golden Warrior, from the government of Kenya for lighting up Nairobi. So I was recognized by the president, Kibaki, for actually lighting up Nairobi. He has no commendation whatsoever. And another thing is, I have never raped anyone, okay? I think he should look at himself and what he stands for before he starts accusing and attacking everyone
Everybody's
else.
Raping you, Passaris.
Let me tell you something.
Everybody's raping you.
Do me a favor.
Everybody wants to rape you, Passaris. You are so beautiful. Everybody wants to rape Passaris.
Miguna, okay.
You know, let me tell you something.
She brought it. She mentioned it.
Let me tell you something.
I'm going to have to use my extinguisher, folks, but let's get to issues. Can we get to issues?
Yes,
let's get to issues.
Let's
get to issues.
Let's get to issues.
Miguna,
corruption in Nairobi County, ghost workers, tenderpreneurs, Kanjo Kingdom. What are you going to do about it? Tell us real quick.
Okay. First of all, this woman is very, very corrupt. All right? And I'm going to deal with corrupt people, including her. Because the thing she calls commendations, her company is just a private company, doing business, being paid to do business.
Get to the point, Miguna.
I'll get to the point. The first thing I will do, and it is documented in the manifesto, the only man with a manifesto in the city, is to do a forensic audit of everyone. All right?
That was done by Kisia already.
No, let me finish. Okay, let me finish and let me finish my part. Kisia cannot do anything. It's not qualified to do anything. A forensic audit by a professional forensic auditor, which has nothing to do with the government, completely equidistant.
Once you do that,
once I do that, we would identify all the fake contracts, all the cartels, all the corrupt government officers, all the money that have been stolen. We will then present the evidence to the DPP for arrest of these people. Because you see, the problem with Kenya right now is that the EACC is not doing its job. The EACC has been captured by the cartels. The police is not doing its job. The DPP then waits for these investigative agencies to bring the evidence. The court waits for the files after people have been charged to prosecute. But the files have been mangled and the evidence is not adequate.
So why are you taking it to the DPP then?
Because in terms of prosecution, the DPP has the constitutional mandate to prosecute.
And if nothing is done?
If nothing is done, well, Kenyans would know that I am doing something because, number one, the people that would be working for City Hall who have not been fired would be fired. The properties that have been acquired illegally, there is an authority, a constitutional legal authority, that is supposed to be repossessing land, for example, that were acquired illegally. That evidence would be going to that authority for purposes of repossession.
Stop.
Look, I mean, right now, there are lots of vacancies in the anti-corruption. That's where he needs to go.
Okay, what would you do about corruption, Esther?
Let me tell you something. First of all, I think right now corruption is the buzzword, but I really don't want to focus my attention on corruption. I want to focus my attention on services.
I'll get to the services. I want to know, what will you do about Kanjo Kingdom, about the cartels, the mafia that controls Nairobi City County? What would you do?
Let me tell you what, there are institutions that you can invite inside the county. And I think we would have to partner with institutions that are mandated to deal with that issue, all right? Streamline the systems that are already there. There are some good systems, there are some good workers. There is a lot of corruption going on in there, but I don't think that's the buzzword that we should just say that's what we're going to focus on. I think there are entities that are supposed to focus on corruption,
okay.
And that's where I would leave it.
Let me stop you there.
Yeah.
The other day, you were seen, or you took a tour of the city with Governor Evans Kidero.
Okay.
And then at the end of it all, you were quoted as saying, I will support Governor Kidero until the end of his term. His term ends on April 8th, 2017, on election day, whether he'll be re-elected or not.
Okay, let me tell you something, Jeff. Okay, right now I want to run for governor. I cannot neglect the things that are happening in this city. I went to Kayole, Calvary Covenant School. It had been demolished by Council Passaris. Here is a pre-unit which serves about 100 students. I decided to actually go with the bishop from Calvary Covenant School, went into City County, met with the officers that are there, the lands office, the governor, the housing office, and actually my idea was, here we have a school that's been demolished. Why are we demolishing schools?
But you said you were going, why did you go with Kidero?
Why did I go with Kidero? He's the governor. He's the one who has to stop this.
Did you support him?
School. Let me tell you what, at that particular point, my mandate was to help the students in Calvary ensure that their school is not demolished. Somebody was after that land. Kidero needs to deal with it. I can't deal with it. A true leader puts differences aside and solves the problem. So when I invited Kidero to come to Calvary, he came, he spoke, he said he's going to ensure that they get the title and he's going to ensure that they get protection. Because the demolition was conducted by Kidero's people.
What do you mean by you will support Kidero till the end of his term?
Let me tell you something. Support Kidero. Right now, I went to a few other schools. There are lots of community-based schools that are Mabati sheds. And I said to Kidero, look, I know you need 60 billion from the government. For me, I want some of that money, right, over the next 1 year to go to the community-based schools. If you can tell me that you're going to put 1 billion shillings to helping these community-based schools acquire their land, build the structure so that they can get teachers, they can get food, they can get laptops, and they can school in decent areas. Jeff, we've got children, thousands of children in this city, schooling under Mabati with clay on the floor, and no facilities from the government. So I want to solve that problem now,
okay, that billion
not
shillings,
wait until next year.
That billion shillings, who is Kidero to give you that billion?
No,
who
let me tell you something. Kidero is the governor. If he understands that the children of this city are studying, the capital city, it's a shame. The children are studying in Mabati sheds, and they're not getting any services from the government because the school is not compliant. So let's work on a program to make it compliant. If I can achieve that within the next 6 months or a year, for me, I would have served Nairobi.
Are you supporting Kidero till the end of his term?
Let me tell you, he's the governor. And as long as he is there and I need services, let me say, Kangemi Market burnt down. All right, I was there to see the people of Kangemi. All
I
right,
think I should
right now
jump in
we've
here. I
got
think you're taking too long.
so many we've got so many problems in this city. The governor and the 10 ministers in that county are the only people that can help us solve those
Are you going
problems.
to run against him or are you going to
I'm
support
going
him?
to run against him when the elections are there. Jeff, we cannot politic 5 years of the term. Right now, it's not a time to politic. Right now, it's a time to give people services.
Miguna,
Jeff, this is a picture that Passaris took with Kidero, a selfie.
Willie, could you zoom in on that?
This
It's
is
nice
a
that he
selfie
follows me. It's nice that he follows me.
Excuse me.
It's
Right.
a selfie.
She tweeted it.
And why
and
not?
So I'm not following you. I'm showing a picture that you took with Kidero. A selfie.
Is that a sin to
No,
take a picture with
I was
Kidero?
very quiet when you are talking. Can
No,
you
you
please
were
keep
not.
quiet?
Yeah, let him talk. Let him talk.
Please, I did not interfere with
Okay,
you.
go
Let
on.
me talk.
What's your
Please.
point?
So the point
What's
is
your
this.
point?
Clearly, this is a lady that is supporting Kidero. She's supporting Kidero despite
I
the
was
fact
very
that...
proud of the
Let me
governor
finish,
for
please.
actually coming to
Let
the
him-
school.
let him-
Can I finish,
No, I was
please?
very proud of the governor for coming to the school, addressing the problem.
I know that, okay.
And
But
basically
Miguna-
promising
Miguna's
that
trying to
I
say
can
something.
leave.
Go
Let
on.
me
Oh,
finish.
Jeff, honestly.
This is a selfie taken by her
And what's
to
wrong with
show
that?
people how close they are. These are buddies.
You could have been there, Miguna.
Because I don't want to
Look,
be with
Miguna
thieves.
cannot walk
I
Nairobi.
cannot be with
He goes
cartels.
from Canada
Can
to
I
Runda
finish?
to Jeff
Can I
Koinange
finish?
Go
life.
on,
And
go
that's
on.
it.
Jeff,
Go on.
Jeff, you allowed
Oh, please.
Passaris to speak for a
Cry,
very long
baby,
time.
cry,
Okay.
baby.
Can I
Please
please
cry.
Speak.
Can I speak?
Speak. And quickly, get that point across. We
No,
need
can't
no,
get the
we have
I'm
point
going to
other
across.
get my point across. So this is a flower girl for Kidero.
Oh,
She's
wow.
probably paid and sponsored by Kidero to stand.
How did you say that, Miguna?
Okay, I'm saying that because, number one, she doesn't have a party. She has not said she's standing
You
as
don't
an
have a
independent.
party?
I'm standing as an independent. I've declared that. You have not declared
She
that.
tried to register
She
a
has-
party.
Just wait, but she didn't.
I don't have
She
to.
doesn't have a party.
There's
She has
not-
not
it's
said
not
she's
necessary
independent.
right
Uh-huh.
now.
She's not said she's independent. She said she's supporting Kidero. She has no manifesto. She has absolutely nothing.
Okay,
It's
hold
just
on.
mouth.
Hold on.
Number two,
Mouth is you.
number two.
We
no,
get your
let me
point. We get
finish.
your point.
Now I'm getting my point. You allow me to get my
You
point.
are giving him too much time. Honestly. No wonder
Excuse
nobody wants
me,
to come here.
Number three, my friend.
I'm not your friend.
The lady
Please.
has already said she's supporting Kidero
Oh,
up to
lady
the
now.
end of his term. You're a lady. You're 50.
Oh, thank
we are
you.
52. You're a lady. You want me to call you what? A man? So she's a lady. She said
He's
she's supporting
definitely
Kidero
not
up to the
intelligent.
end of his
He is not
his term.
intelligent. I hope Kenyans
So
can
Okay.
see
the question is,
Can we get-
no, let me speak.
Yes.
My friend, you brought an issue. She has spoken on
You've
it.
made your point.
I'm going to speak on
You've
it.
made your point.
So a man, Kidero is a man who has presided over an unprecedented looting spree in this city. Now, his CFO, Chief of Finance, Kiamba, stole 1.6 billion in 2 years. He's facing charges in court. His Chief of Staff, Mr. Wainaina, has stolen the size of Nairobi, is facing charges in court. Kidero is a man with no credibility and a thief. If somebody says, I'm supporting a thief, why do you want to stand as governor if you're supporting a
Okay,
thief?
we get
Because
your
you're a
point.
thief.
Kidero's not here to defend himself, but I'm sure
You
he's
can only
listening.
support a thief if you're a thief.
Okay, next issue. This city is famous for its endemic traffic. Esther Passaris, what would you do? What would you do to ease congestion? Because the man hours that are lost every single day in traffic are just uncountable. Go on.
Do you know, I mean, we need definitely a bus lane, and we need discipline on our roads. And I think the infrastructure is not able to cope with the number of cars that we have in this city. So, the government's talking about toll booths, etc., to decongest Nairobi. But I feel when the bypass is open, we might actually have a solution. Right now, to say we're going to have trams, so we're going to have rails in the city, I don't see that. I don't see the space. We have a water table underneath. We cannot have tubes underneath. And we don't have the capacity or the money to do that right now. What Nairobi needs is a good system of transport that will enable people like you and I who
What
actually...
system is that?
Well, I mean, look, at the moment, right now, you have matatus, okay? You and I are not going to get into the matatus, and the matatus have a lot of indiscipline. So what we need to do is have bigger buses, and then also have them going all over the city, find a way to get bus stops all over, and have a bus lane. So that when you have a bus lane and it moves faster and it's going everywhere, then people will feel more comfortable to climb into those buses.
Would you get rid of matatus?
Matatus, I think those very small minibuses, really, we have to do away with them because they're too many and the city cannot afford, cannot cope with it.
Miguna, transport, traffic.
Transport, that's a beautiful question. This is where I am good. In 1963, Bangkok, Thailand was the size of Migori town and Muranga town. Nairobi was probably a city already in 1963. Now, for people who have traveled or who read, Bangkok is a swamp, really a swamp, a lagoon. In 2016, as we speak, Bangkok is a thriving city with a tube, which is the subway system, with an LRT, which is a light rail transit system, with a public bus system, with a train bus system.
You're talking Bangkok.
Bangkok.
We're talking Nairobi.
No, but I'm giving
What
you an
would you
example.
do?
Please, please. When people say here, and they say all over, that there is high water table in Nairobi, and you cannot have a subway system. When the Thais have a subway system in Bangkok, which is a swamp, and Thailand, Bangkok was the smaller size, was smaller than Nairobi, then you know these people do not have vision. We can have, so I'm going to have a subway system here.
You are.
I'm going to have
Is
a
that part of your drain the swamp?
No. The drain the swamp is for the cartels.
Oh.
But there's no swamp in Nairobi that needs to be drained for a subway system. You just have to know technology. Look at Amsterdam. It's built on a reclaimed ocean.
It's underwater.
It's underwater.
Yeah.
So there is nobody who can say, who is sensible, who has studied, who has traveled, that can tell you that.
Okay,
Manhattan, New York
how soon would you
is
initiate
an island.
that? How soon would you initiate that?
Immediately I get into office, I will have a strategic plan done in terms of feasibility study done, engineers to come up with the most efficient way of doing it.
You know that would take like 5-10 years.
No,
you know
it won't. Because the subway system in New York, in Montreal, or in Amsterdam, they were built under 10 years. All you need is break the ground, unveil the infrastructural development, fund it, and it will be done.
So that's 2 terms, right?
So no, that's not 2 terms. That's actually 1 term. I said Montreal was done in 6 years. This, you can leave after it is almost
Would you get rid of Matatus, Miguna?
But no, I can't speak about getting rid of Matatus, but they will not get into the city. The Matatus should not get into the city. The Matatus should be bringing people and leaving them in the outskirts of the city. Then you have a system of transportation system within the city. The light rail system, the train, the buses, that should be able to, and the subway should be able to take care of the city.
Okay.
Then I will remove all the roundabouts and install lights that function, that are efficient.
What about Kidero's grass?
What do you mean? That has nothing to do with transport.
Oh, sorry, okay.
And it is not Kidero's grass because he did not take his looted money to buy the grass. It's our grass.
Esther, you have 1 minute to respond to that.
Do you know, I mean, it's pies in the sky, okay? I mean, the budget of the county government right now is about between 15 and 40 billion. They've got a huge debt right now to pay as well. And for me, when you're talking about these grand plans, you know, we've got a Vision 2030, you've got the central government, you've got, you cannot come in isolation and say, I'm going to give you this and I'm going to give you this. I mean, he's talking about manifestos. For me, we've had manifestos and manifestos and manifestos. At the end of the day...
Well, you don't have one.
Well, I don't need one because at the end of the day...
So how will the people put you to account when they have nothing concrete that they can say, you gave us this, you did not deliver?
Look, we've had
just words.
Let me tell you something. You're the one with a lot of words.
This is written.
It's written, yes. Okay,
yeah, it's
fine.
Written.
You have
it's not
written,
words.
It is words because
it's
in
a
the
document.
end, nobody is going to be able to.
Anybody who has gone to school know the value of a document.
Or listen, Moi had a manifesto.
No, Moi didn't.
Kidero had a manifesto.
Moi didn't.
What has he done with his manifesto?
Moi was a dictator.
Okay? You
he did not have a manifesto.
You know,
he ruled us for 24 years.
You know, this reminds me a lot of the Trump-Hillary debates. You know that there's a lot of similarities.
Jeff, let me tell you something. You know, we have to tell the city of Nairobi the truth. The truth is, you cannot give them a Trump system in 6 years. You're not going to be able to do it even in 10 years. The government has a plan. You don't come in and say, we are...
Which
the
government?
government
This
that's
failed
in
one?
place, let me tell you something. It's a failed one, and there will be a president, Miguna. And with that kind of attitude, you're not going to be able to work with the central government.
It's a failed one, and I'm ready to say it's a failed one.
You're saying the county government.
Kenyans,
You're saying
the government itself,
Kenyans, listen to me. Kenyans,
Why
it's
don't
at
you
the
run for
county government.
presidency then?
No, listen,
Why
you're
don't you
jumping
run
all
for
over. You
presidency?
can't make
Everything
me
is
what I
failed.
run for.
Okay.
I run for what I want to run for.
Go on.
Listen, the problem with this country are people like Passaris, Kidero, and the rest who have made up their minds that there is a lower standard for Africa and Kenya and Nairobi, that there are things we cannot do, there are things we cannot become. Citizens of Nairobi cannot ride in a subway system because it cannot be done. Other people have done it. They were not created after Africans. God did not create Caucasians first, and then he woke up one day and said, let me create Africans. Kenya was not created after New York or after US. Nairobi did not come into being after Bangkok or after Amsterdam, like I said. All these places were created once in the same time.
Okay, we're going to take a break, come back. Willie, let's go to the tweet. Let's read that tweet. Hold that thought, Miguna. Hold that thought. I feel you, man. I feel you. But Ike Kenneth says, Miguna has good ideas, but he's going nowhere.
Yes, because he is not supporting me. That's an ODM diehard that comes there to throw stones. I expect the stones. I have no problem. I cannot respond to him. Let him support the cartels. But we are going to drain them whether they like it or not.
Joel Obunga says, that bench is damn hot. Miguna is explosive. Passaris is a tough lady. On that note, let's take a break. Come back. Let's talk about education, youth, housing, garbage.
Correct.
How's that?
Good.
Let's do that.
I'm ready.
I know you are. Drain the swamp. Keep tweeting at Miguna, at Esther Passaris. Why don't you two run as a team?
I would never work with him.
I was just asking. At Koinange Jeff.
I can't run with cartels.
You know, I can't wait.
The hashtag
the suit.
is race for
Because you don't know law,
Nairobi
therefore you think you can
or
sue.
You have never
Miguna,
been in
drain
a
the
court in
swamp.
Kenya.
You brought it on, my dear.
Yes.
You can't sue because of this.
I can.
You came on live TV.
Yes.
You guys go on
You
a
don't
break.
know that your lawyers
But
will
you
not
know,
tell you
doesn't
that.
allow
See you
you
in
to
a
be
bit.
You can't come on live
cannot
TV.
be
You invited